Today we're going to talk about Nazis, steadfastness, and how one person can make a difference. Hello and welcome to Geek Devotions, a show from a couple devoted geeks devoted to letting people know that they are loved. I am Celeste, and today we're going to be talking about Man in the High Castle. But before we get into that, we want to make a special announcement that we're having another Devoted Geek together. We're super excited about this. We're going to be going to Bubbles, which is a local-owned soda shop. The owner grew up here, went to high school here locally. Apparently is a very sweet lady. The interactions I've had with her, she's super cool. But we're super excited about this because you can make your own soda. Also, don't forget to check out our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We are always doing something new, something different, something. We're always doing something. And recently we started back at our Bible studies over on Facebook every Tuesday, so that's going to be super cool. We're going to be getting into Matthew this next week. And also, we've started streaming on Twitch on Tuesdays. So after Bible study, we take about 5-10 minute get water, stretch your legs break, and then we start streaming. So it's been a lot of fun, and we really want you to come and hang out with us. And also, it's podcast week. So that means that this Sunday, you will be getting a podcast with Dallas and a licensed professional counselor who is going to be answering some questions that you gave him, answering some questions we gave him, and it's going to be really good. Because this last week has been Suicide Prevention Awareness Week, and we've been really trying to bring awareness to a need in our community. So recently, Dallas and I have been catching up on Man in the High Castle, and for those of you who haven't seen it or haven't seen all of Season 2, spoilers. For those of you who haven't seen it but don't really care, let me give you the premise so you understand the devotion. In this world, Nazis won World War II. They have taken over. Everything is split between the Germans and the Japanese, and it's a very interesting and mildly terrifying world. In this world, there is a resistance, and there are these films that show alternate histories. And you don't know if this is, at the very beginning, you don't know if this is the current, like this is really what happened and somebody lied and covered it up, or what's going on. They explain that a little better in Season 2, end of Season 1 into Season 2. But there are these films, and the part of the resistance films is getting them to people to see, to propagate the fact that you can still win. One of the main characters' names is Juliana Crane, and she is personally my favorite character. She's the one that you follow through the majority of things. And she has met the Man in the High Castle, the man who holds all the films, once before, and when she met him in Season 1, she asked him, "Am I in these films?" And he didn't answer her at the time, because knowing you're in something like that can really mess with your head. You see that played with several other characters. It messes with their heads, makes them do things that they might not necessarily do otherwise. So at the end of Season 2, we meet up with the Man in the High Castle again, and he's telling her, "You did amazing. You did exactly what I knew you would do." And she's going, "I don't understand." And he goes, "You asked me if you were in the films. You are. You're in all the films. In every timeline, in every history where anything happens, she is always in the middle of things, and she is always there doing the right thing. Even if, in this instance, it's hiding a secret for a Nazi child." Juliana consistently made the right decisions, not based on who it affected, not based on what other people would think is okay, but based on what was right, based on what showed love. Even if it showed love to her enemies, like we saw in the end of Season 2, where she basically hid a secret to try and save a boy's life. As Christians, we need to be that constant. We need to be that steadfast, that even in difficult times, even when it's not our favorite option, we always choose the option that shows love, that always shows what God wants for other people's life. 2 Timothy 2:15 says, "Make every effort to present yourself before God as tried and true, as an unashamed worker cutting a straight path in the word of truth." This is a directive as to how, as Christians, we should present ourselves. This is how we should handle ourselves in situations, even when the situations are difficult or hard. Even if they're not specifically mentioned in scriptures, we have a mindset, we have a truth that we know to be true that we hold to. The more we can hold to this, the more people can trust us. The more people can know that we're going to do what we say we're going to do. And they can come to us if they need help, like the man in the high castle did with Juliana. He knew she would do the right thing, and because she did the right thing, bigger, badder things would be prevented. This week we've been talking about Suicide Awareness Week. We've been really pushing that there is hope, there's a way out, there are things that you can do that can A, help you or help people who are dealing with this issue. And part of being able to help people dealing with this issue is being steadfast. Now, you cannot save somebody, you cannot fix their problems, but you can be there to listen for them. Now, you cannot fix somebody's problems, you cannot do that for them, you cannot heal them for them. They have to do the work. But you can be there and you can listen to them, and they know that you are trustworthy if you've been proven yourself to be steadfast in what you believe. So that is your devotion for the week. I hope it encourages you, and I hope that it helps keep you steadfast. Make the effort to not be wishy-washy. So, the question of the week. The week! What is one practical way that you help yourself be steadfast? We know that as Christians, there's things we're supposed to do, and so we know that there's ways we're supposed to act. What is one thing that you do that helps you do that? For me, I do a 5-10 minute Bible study on YouVersion. It's not much, and if I have time in the day, I go back and I study further. But if I have that little bit of time in the morning, it helps get my mind right, and it helps me to think about scriptural things throughout the day, and maybe have a little bit more patience with people. Not all the time, but I do try. Okay, well, don't forget to check out our social medias. Also, don't forget to check out our website. Recently, this last week, we've released a couple articles written by our sister, who is a PLPC. I think I'm saying her initials right. She has written some articles that give some really good wisdom and help with A, knowing how to help other people, but B, knowing how to help yourself, because we all hit low points. And she's a really good writer, so I highly suggest that you go read those. Check it out at geekdevotions.com. Well, that being said, stay devoted. Peace and love.